There's much to say about alcohol. While most of us drink it in social situations, and, in our younger years, to help us feel slightly less inhibited when dancing and socializing, there are quite a few out there who appreciate alcohol for the many different tones and notes it can offer the palate. From beer to wine, there is more to the world of drinking spirits than getting plastered to go to the club. A great example would be liqueurs. Many of them are quite exquisite and offer those who taste them a true melody of tastes, almost like a trip overseas for the mouth. And the best of the best came at a price. Whether you love some delightful alcohol or you're simply curious, keep reading to learn more about the 10 most expensive liquors in the world. Number 10, Dalmore 64 Trinitas Single Malt Whiskey, $160,000. We kick off this list with one of the most exquisite drinks in the world, whiskey. Whiskey is one of those things you simply can't buy that cheap, unless you literally want what you paid for. When it comes to this delicious nectar, it's better to save for a few years, or perhaps even decades, for the simple pleasure of tasting truly refined whiskey. The Dalmore 64 Trinitas Single Malt is a rarity. Only 3 bottles of this delicacy were made available to the public, which explains in part the $160,000 price tag. Obviously, the quality of the ingredients is some of the finest you could expect. Number 9, Armand de Brignac Midas, $200,000. What would you do with a 30-liter bottle of Armand de Brignac champagne? Share it with your closest friends and family? Throw a gigantic pool party with 1,000 guests and pass the bottle around until it finally ends? Or would you simply turn one of the corners of your house into a shrine for this gigantic masterpiece? These are all questions you probably won't have to answer. The owner of one of these delicacies is none other than Beyoncé's husband, rapper Jay-Z. The price of the bottle is a whopping $200,000, a very clear contrast to the typical $300 Armand de Brignac bottles. But it's 30 liters after all, so we kind of get it. Number 8, Bombay Sapphire Revelation, $200,000. Who amongst us doesn't appreciate a fine bottle of gin? It's such a versatile drink that allows for quite a bit of creativity when preparing. All the little details you can add to make it better just elevate the drink, unless you pour Coke into it. In that case, shame on you. We're just kidding. You can never go wrong with Bombay gin. However, if you'd like to try a Bombay Sapphire Revelation, you'll have to dish out $200,000. Designer Kareem Rashid only created 5 of these exquisite bottles, which include diamonds and sapphires. Some bling on the bottle takes things up quite a few notches. Number 7, the Dalmore 62 $215,000. We're not sure whether or not Dalmore made this up to increase the value of an already extremely expensive variety of whiskey, but either way, the story goes that it took 100 men to hours to create the exclusive wooden case where the bottle comes in. Sounds like fantasy, but with whiskey, you never know. Add the fact that the liquid was aged for 62 years in a cask prior to being bottled, and that only 12 bottles of this variety exist in the world, and you have the perfect recipe for a bottle that will set any buyer back $215,000. Number 6, Royal Salute Tribute to Honor, $215,000. As strange as it might sound, producers of exquisite and rare drinks tend to draw inspiration from things that have absolutely nothing to do with spirits. And the Royal Salute Tribute to Honor is a great example of this, considering the Royal Salute Master Blenders are paying homage to the oldest surviving set of crown jewels in the British Isles. A mix of all the best liquids the brand has to offer and sold in a bottle covered in hundreds of diamonds, this mix of delicious whiskey varieties is fit for royalty. And you kind of have to be royalty if you possess the funds to spend $215,000 on a bottle of liquor. Number 5, the Macallan 64-year-old in Lalique, Surrey, Purdue, $460,000. Still far from the $1 million mark, but still incredibly expensive, we move on to the Macallan 64-year-old in Lalique. Any true lover of whiskey is familiar with Macallan, which is arguably one of the most well-regarded producers of Scotch in the entire world. So to honor the 150th anniversary of the birth of crystal artisan René Lalique, the brand took it upon itself to create a unique bottle filled with the finest liquid, aged to 64 years. Only a single bottle was produced, hence the $460,000 price tag. Number 4 Diva Vodka $1 million. And now we're on to the big guys of expensive liquor. If you're wondering exactly why a bottle of vodka could be so incredibly expensive, it's because of the lengthy process that revolves around creating the drink, which includes filtering it through actual precious stones and diamonds. You're literally drinking them. But that alone wouldn't be enough to grant this vodka a $1 million price tag. What really knocks it out of the park is the bottle, which also includes a fair share of diamonds. Maybe they can double as a necklace? Number 3 105-year-old Master of Malt $1.4 million. Have you ever wondered what 105-year-old whiskey tastes like? We have, and it's probably something like God himself coming down from the heavens surrounded by angels singing while you ride a cloud made of cotton candy. There's probably unicorns and rainbows as well flying around. The point is, it's probably like something you've never tasted before, and it will cost you $1.4 million to find out. It's one of the finest and most expensive liquids in the world, so we hope whoever buys it gets their money's worth. Number 2 Henri IV Dudognon Heritage Cognac Grande Champagne $2 million. This bottle of cognac wins on two fronts, the liquid itself, and the bottle that it comes in. It was named after King Henry IV himself and has been aged for over a century, so the same thing from the previous entry applies to this bad boy. And the bottle is also one of kind, covered in 6,000 diamonds and made out of 24-karat gold. There's more bling here than in the nearest jewelry store. Combine these two factors and you are presented with a staggering price of $2 million. Number 1 Pasión Azteca Platinum Liquor Bottle by Tequila Ley $3.5 million. And topping the list of the 10 most expensive liquors in the world is a bottle of tequila. You probably weren't expecting this one. Yet, here we are, thanks to Tequila Ley and its exquisite product Pasión Azteca Platinum Liquor Bottle, which is priced at an insane $3.5 million. Read that again. What are you paying for, exactly? 4-year-old aged añejo tequila and, of course, a stunning bottle. Made out of platinum, gold, and over 6,000 diamonds, we dare you to point us to a more beautiful liquid container than this.